and watch lesson one. We covered why we study Greek and what Koine Greek means and why this lesson is very important, right? And so we began also in that lesson looking at what the alphabets, and so we covered the first three alphabets of the Greek letters. And we continue. I want to first do a review for you if you've already watched it, and then we will go back to what we did, and then we continue. So you remember we looked at the alphabet, and with the first three that we looked at was alpha, beta, and gamma, right? And alpha, we say when we saw that in its writing, alpha is written, the uppercase is written just like the English uppercase. When we say uppercase, we're meaning the capital letter. When we say lowercase, we're meaning small letters. So you notice that the uppercase is written just like the English uh, uppercase or capital letter A, and the lowercase is very close to the English A. Beta is the same. The uppercase is just like the English uppercase B, and the lowercase is very similar. Only difference between the lowercase and the uppercase for beta is that you notice that for the lowercase, the edge is smooth and it has a tail. You notice that the edge is smooth and it has a tail. But for the uppercase, it's just like the English letter, right? Then the third letter was gamma, and we said you notice that gamma is written almost like English letter seven, but flipped. It's like writing letter seven and flipped, and then the lowercase is like English Y, but the difference when you notice it is that there is a curve on the side, right? So we will continue from there and want to erase this, and then we'll continue with the fourth letter of the alphabet, all right? So we've already done alpha, and we've done beta, we've done gamma, and so we get into the fourth letter of the alphabet, all right? Want to guess? Can you try and guess what the fourth letter of the alphabet is? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Right. So the fourth letter is delta. Okay. Delta. Now, delta, the way delta is written, the uppercase, and again, we're writing the uppercase and the lowercase and the English equivalent. Okay, that's what those signs mean. Okay, so you notice that you'll see that the uppercase for delta is like you're writing, drawing a small triangle. So when you do something like this, that is delta. You notice that? Just something like that. That is uppercase delta. Now, however, for the lowercase, let me first, this kind of teach you how to draw lowercase a bit. So lowercase is like you were drawing, like doing an English S. Okay, you see that? And then for this donut part, bring this stuff and join it there. You get what I'm saying? You're doing the English S, and then you bring this tail and join it. The English S, bring the tail and join it. All right. So that is how the lowercase delta is. All right. And so you'll find that, right? So you notice like the S and then it's joined. Okay. Now, this delta, that is the English equivalent of D. All right. So you notice how the uppercase is different from the lowercase, but also how the lowercase is different from its English equivalent. Okay. Then the fifth letter of the alphabet is epsilon. It is epsilon. Okay. Now, epsilon, remember when we spoke about E, that the English E has two equivalent in Greek, and just like the English O. So this is the first English Greek letter E that's equivalent to the English. All right. So epsilon is the one that in the uppercase is exactly written like the English letter E. And so the uppercase is exactly what you know letter E to be like. Right. But then the lowercase, it's think of something like the uppercase. All right. You know how when you write the uppercase. Okay. Now, when you're writing the lowercase, what you should do is something, think of something like this, but then you remove this H and give it a curve. And then remove this H and give it a curve. You got it? So it's like you're still writing this, but not with the sharp corners. And so it is like you're drawing a mini C, and then it's like you're drawing a C and then giving it a cutting in something. Now, this is equivalent to the English E. Okay. So you've covered alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon. Now, the next one is zeta. Zeta. Okay. Zeta, equivalent to the English alphabet letter Z, or what some of you call to be Z, that letter Z, all right? So it is zeta is the next letter, okay? Now, zeta for the uppercase Z, uppercase is exactly just like you'd find in the English letter Z, because it is just that for the uppercase. It's just that. You know, it's very easy. Just write the Z, the uppercase, how it is in English, you already have the letter zeta in Greek. All right. Now, however, the lowercase is very unique. The lowercase for zeta is very, very unique. All right. Now, so this is how you write the lowercase zeta. All right. So think of something like you're drawing something like this. It's like you wanted to draw an L. Yeah. And then you give it a curve. All right. But then you will have then, however, here is something like that. Okay. So think of it's like you're drawing a slanted L. And then you give it a curve, and then there's something like that. You notice that? That is the English, the Greek zeta lowercase, or what you call small letter. Okay, so let me erase it so that we can write it in its place. So think of something like this, write it in English like the L, you slant it, and then that. Okay, then do it again. You're writing something like an L, curve it, bring it, and then something like that. Of course, when you are going to practice, that at the end you begin with this part, and then you go like that. All right. So that is zeta equivalent to the English Z. Okay. Want to do the last one for the day, at least for this lesson, the last letter, which is eta. So you've done in lesson one, we did alpha, beta, and gamma. And now we've done so far delta, epsilon, zeta, and we will do eta and there for the day. All right. So eta. All right. Now, eta is another Greek letter that is equivalent to the English letter E. So in lesson one, we told you, as we were introducing the alphabet, we told you that Greek has, of course, 24 letters of the alphabet. However, out of these 24, Two of them have a double of its how it appears, but with one equivalent in English, right? So we've already seen the English equivalent of E, right? That is epsilon. However, eta is also English equivalent of E, all right? So the uppercase is very different. Now, when you look at this, when you find this in the Greek text, so for example, let me show you this again. So you notice the first letter there, which looks like the English H, the first letter, and then the last letter in the one that begins with a kappa or K for now, and the one that begins with a delta. You notice all of them ends with this something that looks like an H in our English letters, right? Now, this that you're seeing that looks like an H, it is not an H, right? So you're going to find the uppercase of something that looks like an H, like what I've just shown you. Now, that is not an H. An H does not appear in the Greek alphabet. Now, this is also English equivalent of E. So you notice how it's written. The lowercase for eta is like you're writing an N, okay, like the lowercase English N. So write the N, okay. But then instead of just stopping there, that you give this part a tail. You get it? Now you're writing in English N, but then you give it a tail. Notice an English N, then you give it a tail. That is the lowercase eta. Now, this is also equivalent to the English E. However, when you find it, you'll discover that this eta, the E, when it's used, it will be written with this bar on top, which means they're telling you when eta is used in a word, eta is used where the sound of the E is strong and prolonged. So, for example, in this, it is hey, and again, right now we've not covered the breathing marks and accent marks and all of that. But hey, kaine, the thick. So that you notice where the sound of the E, the eta appears, they're strong and prolonged, right? So when eta is used, it's used in a place where the English sound of the letter, in this case, is strong and prolonged, the E sound. But when epsilon is used, it's just the normal E sound, right? So you notice that epsilon and eta all stand for the same equivalent of one in Greek, which is E. Difference is in how it is used. That for epsilon, it is used where the normal E sound, and that eta is used where the sound of the E is strong and prolonged. All right. So I want to do a review of what we've just covered before we wrap up our lesson. All right. So we began with delta in this lesson, and so delta, you notice how the uppercase is written. So delta is written uppercases like you are writing a triangle, right? So you notice. But then the lowercase, we say you write like you're writing English as, but then at the lower back, you cover it and close it. Right? And then for epsilon, you notice the English equivalent, the uppercase is just like the English E. The lowercase, it's like you're writing, doing a C, but then giving it a cut in the middle. Right? And for zeta, you notice the Z, the uppercase is just like the English Z, but the lowercase is slightly different, very, very different. It's like you are writing a slanted L and then bringing that L, but then giving it a curve at the back, underneath, and then that like an ear, so to speak. And then eta, uppercase, it appears like an H of the English, and then the lowercase is like the English lowercase n, but with a tail. And we've said eta, which is equivalent to the English E, just like epsilon, is only used when the sound of the E in the word is strong and prolonged. Right? Please take time and practice these things and cover and go through this alphabet. Begin from lesson 1 so that you have alpha, beta, and gamma, and then you'll be able to continue with delta and epsilon and zeta and eta. In our next lesson, we will continue with the alphabet until we finish all the alphabet. Right? I will see you in our next lesson.